Hey everybody, it's Danita here. Welcome back. We're going to be doing a full body workout today. We're only using our bodies, no equipment, and our mat. So let's go ahead and come down to seated. And we're going to start off with a couple, just rounding the spine forward and back in order to warm up the spine, warm up the low abs, and then we'll go into a little bit of stretching. So take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to round your spine. You can lengthen your arms. And you see I'm drawing my belly in, curving the spine. And then we're going to come back up into our lengthened spine position. So we'll do maybe 2 or 3 like that, tilting the pelvis forward and back. Giving yourself just a nice stretch. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears as you round your spine. Come back up into seated. We're going to do one more. Rounding the spine. And then we'll come back up into seated. We're just going to come into a cross leg position. And we'll place our right hand down on the floor. And we're just going to tilt our head away from the right hand. You can stretch your fingertips away as far as you feel comfortable. And if you want to add into the stretch, you can just pull your head down towards that left hip. Then we'll come back to center. We're going to switch. We're going to place our left hand down. And we'll just pull onto the right side. Coming back to center, I'm just going to place my hands right on my knees and I'm just going to rock my spine left to right. And here you can just kind of do any movements that feel good for you. If you want to take the spine in circles, you want to open the chest to the front and then to the back. So kind of loosen up a bit and let your body know that it's preparing for this Pilates workout today. And we're just going to come back to the center. And then once we're here in the center, we're going to stretch the legs out long onto our mat. Make sure you have enough space behind you on your mat. Take a breath in, reach the arms in front of you, and then we're just going to draw the belly in and slowly pressing the thighs down into the mat. Slowly round all the way down and back until we're laying down on our back in this comfortable position. And then from here, I want you to just bend the knees, bringing the feet flat onto the floor, and then your arms can just relax down by your sides. We're going to start off with some of those articulating bridges. So take a breath in, and we're going to just tilt the pelvis here, anchoring that low back into the mat. And when you do that, you can see my hip bones are tilting towards my bottom rib, like I'm trying to pinch that together. And then I'm going to lift my tailbone off of the mat, my low back, middle back, upper back, and then we're going to melt the spine down in reverse. And then you go back to your neutral spine, which is that lift of the low back from the mat. And we're going to do that again, scooping ourselves up, one vertebrae at a time. Take another breath in, melt your spine down. And let's do 2 more like that. Scooping yourself up and melting yourself down. Perfect. And then let's come back to a neutral spine. We're going to take the arms up to the ceiling and we're going to do that again, but now reaching up to the ceiling. So pelvic tilt, scooping up, and then melting down. So now you add the arms, and that's giving you a little bit more of a core stability challenge because your arms aren't there to brace you as you lift up into this bridge. Melt it down. Let's do one more. Lift ourselves up, melt ourselves down, and then we're going to relax here for a second. We're going to go into some hinge bridges. So for your hinge bridging, you're just lifting the hips up to the ceiling with a flat back. So we'll try that with the hands down. So you lift your hips up. You can see I'm not articulating the spine anymore. I'm just going into a flat back bridge up into extension. And we're going to do 2 more. Last one. Perfect. Now with this hinge bridge, we're going to add onto it by lifting the heels off of the floor. I'm going to take my arms up to the ceiling, and then I'm bringing the palms together. I want you to lift. When you lift, we're going to pause here, open the knees, open the arms, bring it back together, and then lower the hips down. Lift, Open the knees, open the arms, bring it back together. And here, if you want, you can take your arms all the way down to the floor if you want, as you lift and lower. So up, open, close, lower. 2 more. Up, open, close, lower. Last one. Up, open, close, lower. Perfect. And then we're going to relax here for a second. You can relax the heels on the floor and then just take a pause here. And we're going to reach the arms up to the ceiling, come up into our bridge. I want you to take the arms back and then lift them back up to the ceiling. Lower your heels, lift your heels, reach the arms back, up, lower the heels, lift, back, up, lower, and lift. 2 more. Back, up, lower, and lift. Last one. We're going to lower and lift just for 1 more. And then lower the hips down. You can lower your heels down. Relax the arms. So that's a real good calf burner. So behind the legs here is a nice burner. We're going to do 1 more bridge here. 1 more bridge variation. We're going to come up into our bridge. I want you to lift up onto the toes, and we're going to keep reaching up to the ceiling. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lower your hips. Once your hips are all the way down, we're just going to cross the ankle over the left thigh and pull in for a nice deep stretch. Nice. And then we're going to switch. We're going to cross our left ankle over our right thigh and give a nice stretch here. Perfect. I'm going to give myself a little more space on my mat. And we're going to go into some ab work here. So we're going to start off with just a little bit of a pelvic tilt or a chest lift here. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head, keeping the feet down on the floor. We're going to curl up through center, drawing the abs in. And we're just starting off here to warm up the core a little bit. For a nice ab series we're going to get into. Perfect. We're going to do 3 more. Last 2. Last one. We're going to melt it all down. Pause here. I'm going to bring the feet together and then just lower our knees apart. And then from here, if you want, you can either place the hands down by the sides for a little bit of support, or you can have them behind the head. And we're just going to go into some toe taps. I'm going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. So we exhale for the lift, and I'm trying to keep my belly drawn in. We're going to do 3 more here. Last 2. And then 1 more. And then we're going to relax it here for a second so we can put that together, the chest lift with the toe taps. We're going to bring the hands behind the head. We're going to lift the toes, lift the head and chest, lower down. Lift and lower. Nice. We got 3 more. Last 2. 1 more here in this set. Perfect. And then we're going to relax it all down. Stretch the legs long to release the hip flexors after that movement. And we'll just relax here. You can go into a long stretch of the arms away from the toes. And then from here, I'm going to interlace the fingers behind the head. Legs are going to stay long. I'm going to curl the head and chest up, draw that right knee into my chest, place it back down. And then we're going to go to the left. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, release it down. Let's go for 1 more on each side. Exhale, curl up. Inhale down, last one. Perfect. Relax it all the way down. And then we're going to go into another variation of that exercise, but now more like a scissor. So I'm going to reach my left arm back. My right arm is going to rest on the floor. I'm going to curl up, reach my left arm to my right toes, relax it down. Curl up and reach. Relax it down. Perfect. Let's be here for 3. 2 more. Last one. Perfect. And then we're going to take it over to the other side. So my left hand's going to rest on the floor and I'm going to reach my right arm back. Same thing here, reaching up, curling up, and stretching to that left leg. Curl it up and reach. 4 more. Last 3. 2 more. You pull the abs in. Last 1. And then you can relax it all down. Take a little pause here. And then we're going to round up into our forearm position. So forearms are going to be pressing down into the mat. And you're just going to lift out of your shoulder blades. We're going to bend the knees here to start. And then I want you to lift the legs up into a tabletop. We're going to go into a single leg stretch. So we're going to reach the right toes. And then we're going to switch. And switch. And switch. For 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and then you can relax the legs down. Take a little pause here, press out of your shoulder blades and lift. And then we're going to go into our next exercise, our double leg stretch. So take a breath in, exhale, we're going to stretch both legs and then pull it in. Stretch both and pull for 4 and 3. Last 2 and last 1. Go ahead and relax the feet down. We're going to do one more thing here, and it's like a little bit of a can-can, but we're not going to extend the legs. So we're going to bring the legs up into our tabletop position. We're just going to take them over a couple inches to the right, back to the center, and then over to the left, back to the center. If you want to add the progression, you can extend to the right, stretch the legs, sweep it up to the ceiling, and bend. I'm pressing out of the forearms, drawing my belly in, pulling my rib cage in. We're going to do one more to each side. Last one. Perfect. Relax the feet down. Take a little twist with your feet resting on the floor. Give yourself a nice twist of the spine. Release the hip flexors a little bit. And then we're going to come up to seated. And we're going to switch our position into a quadruped. So we're going to come onto all fours. And you want to have your knees underneath your hips and your palms right beneath the shoulders. And we're going to start off with just stretching that left leg and your right hand. So if you want, you can have the toes flat, or if it's more comfortable, you can tuck them under. We're going to draw the belly in first, reach the right arm, and then stretch the left leg back. And we're going to hold it here, holding that spine position, holding the abs up and in, breathing in and out. And then let's switch. So now we're going to take the left arm, reach the left arm, and reach the right toes, drawing the belly up and in, pressing through those palms to reach out of your shoulder blades. And then we'll relax it here. Let's go into that again, but now we're going to add on to a little bit. We're going to reach the right fingertips and lift the left toes. We're going to draw it in and then stretch it out. Pull it in and stretch it out. for 4, 3, 2 more, last one. And then let's switch it to the other side. We're going to reach the right toes, reach the left arm, draw the belly up and in, pull it in and stretch. In and stretch. 4 more. 3, 2 more, last one. Go ahead and bring it in. We're going to sit the hips back for a little stretch. And then come back into position. From here, we're going to go into some leg work. So press through your palms, stretch your left leg back, and then draw the abs up and in. We're going to go into a lower end lift. So we're going to squeeze the glute to lift, lower the toes down. And it's just a tap of the toes to the floor. For 5, 4, 3, last 2. On 1, we're going to lift, bend, and stretch. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. For 4, 3, 2 more. On 1, we're going to lift, flex the foot, pulse it up to the ceiling, draw it down. Up to the ceiling and down. Perfect. Last 4, 3, 2 more. On 1, we're going to draw it in and we're going to open it out to the side. Draw it in, open out to the side. For 5, 4, 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Place your knee down. Send your hips back. We're going to go into a little stretch before we switch to the other side. And then we'll come back to the middle. We're going to stretch the right leg long now. Point the toe, draw the abs up and in, and we're going to lift and lower. So keep those abs in, even when you lift that leg. For 3, 2 more, pressing through the shoulder blades. Last one, lift, bend, and stretch. Bend and stretch. We've got 5, 4, 3 more, 2. On 1, we're going to bend, flex the foot up to the ceiling, draw it down. Up to the ceiling and down. So we're squeezing the glute to lift and lower. 3, 2 more. Last one, we're going to pull it in and we're going to open it out to the side. So now we're squeezing that outer glute to lift and lower. For 3, 2 more. Last one. Perfect. Go ahead and relax it here. Send the hips back. Give yourself a little stretch towards the center of your mat. You can walk your hands, right hand over to one side and stretch the left arm through. We're going to switch it to the other side. Left hand down. Reach the right arm through. And we're going to come back to the center. We're going to come up to kneeling and we're going to do some thigh stretch here. A couple different variations. So for thigh stretch, we want to have our knees about hip distance apart. Our feet are going to be flat on the floor. You can try it with your feet flat, or you can tuck the toes under if you need a little extra support. From here, we're just going to reach the arms forward. Tuck the tailbone under and the back is going to be nice and flat. Take a breath in. Hinge it back. And then as you exhale, you're going to come back up to center. So you inhale, hinge it back. Exhale, come back up to center. And this is a good quad workout, so you can really feel it in the fronts of the thighs, but you should also have the abs tucked in so you can feel the core every time you hinge back. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. Perfect. Come back up to center. Take a little pause here. And then we're going to go into some rotation. So we're going to hinge it back. We're going to hold it halfway. Pull the abs in, something you can hold. We're going to take this left arm back and reach. Now the right. And left. And right. So you're holding that hinge, holding the abs drawn in. Perfect. Let's do 1 more to each side. To the right. Last one to the left. Then we're going to come back up to center. Relax here for a second. We're going to do 1 more variation here in our hinge. So now we're going to get back into the glutes a little bit. So it's almost like a squat, but kneeling. So we're going to send the hips back, reach up to the ceiling, come back up to center. Send your hips back, come back up to center. Perfect. We're going to be here for 4. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Great. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch here. You can send it back into a child's pose. Rock your hips left to right. And then we'll give ourselves a little quad stretch. We're going to take the right leg forward. You're just going to grab onto your left ankle or left foot and just push the hips forward, and you'll feel that stretch in your quads. Then we're going to switch. We'll place the right knee down, take the left foot forward, and we'll do the same on this side. A little bit of a quad stretch into the front of the thigh. Perfect. And then let's place the feet down. Now the knees will go down. We're going to take our knees slightly back. Toes are going to be tucked under. And then from here, I'm just going to send my hips forward. And we're going to go into some push-ups here, but we'll add on to it a little bit. So we're going to bend the elbows, press all the way up, and then you can turn into your left side, reach up to the ceiling, come back to the center, lower your knees, push up, lift up onto the toes, turn to the left, reach up. So if you want, you can stay here in this position, or you can bring the knees down in between each rep as you twist and lift. Perfect. Come back to the center. We're going to lift the hips up into a plank or a pike, and then forward into our plank. Up into your pike, forward to your plank. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Send the knees down, and we're going to go into some cat-cow. Round the spine and curve the spine. 2 more, rounding your spine and curving. Last one. And then we'll come into the center. Let's have a seat on our mat. Stretch the legs forward. We'll go into a little bit of a stretch here of the spine. Reaching the arms up overhead. Taking a forward fold right down through the center. Restack your spine. Come up through the center here. Let's take it over to the right side. Reach up and over. Exhale, fold to your right side. Restack the spine. Come up through center. We'll take it over to the left. Reach up and over. Restack the spine. Come up through center. And then again, we'll go right down the middle. Restack the spine. Coming up through center. We'll take the arms behind us. Stretch the legs forward just a little bit longer stretch. And then we're just going to reach the left arm up and over, stretching into our side body, a little bit of a triceps extension there. And then we'll take it over to the other side. We'll come back to the center. We're just going to cross the legs for a little bit of a comfort. Take the arms up overhead, and we're going to press the palms up to the ceiling. Take a lateral bend over to your right side, and then a lateral bend over to your left side. And let's separate the arms. Take a little bit of a twist, rotation into your right side, and then we'll switch, rotation over to your left. And then we'll come back up through center. We can round and curve the spine, just like how we started class. So rocking side to side, rounding forward and back. Maybe some circles of the spine. And then we'll take another deep breath, inhaling in to reach the arms up overhead. A little bit of an extension of the spine towards the back. And then exhale, we're going to bring our arms all the way down and relaxed on our knees. And then you guys are all done. Thank you so much for doing this full body workout with me. No equipment on our mat. I hope you're enjoying our Pilates session so far. Like and comment. Let me know how your Pilates practice is going for you. And I look forward to seeing you in our next workout. Bye.